It starts not with a bang, but with a paralysis. In just 48 hours, the entire airspace over Dubai is choked, more than 20,000 passengers stranded. Emirates loses nearly 40% of its flight network. And one of the busiest airports in the world, paralyzed. The details sound like a movie script. No, this is Dubai, 2026. A city once considered the safest in the Middle East is now making tourists question, should we still come here? And the most noteworthy thing is, this is not just a simple incident, but it could be the moment a dream begins to crack. For weeks, escalating military tensions in the region had been slowly strangling the invisible corridors in the sky that are Dubai's very lifeblood. Then, on March 25th, as the city was already hemorrhaging from the closures, a historic storm hit. The chaos wasn't from a single event. It was the final, physical confirmation of a crisis that had been building for weeks. The airport closure was just the push of a button. In this video, you will see why the crisis was just a symptom of a much deeper problem. And is Dubai heading into a much larger crisis? Dubai has many symbols. Burj Khalifa, the Palm Jumeirah, the 7-star hotels. But if I had to choose the most important thing, it wouldn't be the skyline, it's the airport. Dubai International handles more than 90 million passengers a year. To put it simply, every second, about 3 passengers pass through this airport. People call Dubai International a transit point or the heart of the world. Are you flying from London to Sydney? Maybe via Dubai. From India to Europe? Also Dubai. So what will happen if this airport stops operating? It's no longer a matter of if. In late February 2026, as regional tensions boiled over, the UAE was forced to begin closing its airspace. And just like a heart malfunctioning, the entire circulatory system of the world was blocked. A travel analyst called this a rare chaotic event. And believe me, that's not an exaggeration. When Dubai International stops, the world doesn't just lose a destination, but a charging station of trust. Look at Emirates, the airline that has been the lifeblood of Dubai's tourism. They had to suspend almost all operations. A flight from Mumbai even had to turn back twice mid-air. The pilot didn't know where to land, and the passengers didn't know where they were going. It's hard to believe when witnessing a place once dubbed the city that never sleeps, now eerily silent. The glossy lounges, once a showcase of wealth, suddenly became makeshift shelters for thousands of stranded passengers. Dubai can withstand the heat of the desert, but perhaps they cannot withstand being disconnected from the world. And do you know where the most ridiculous part lies? It lies in the fact that Dubai always prides itself on its endless connectivity. But when the crisis struck, that connection was as fragile as a spider's web. Western governments issued warnings. A defense system might be strong, but no shield can intercept the anxiety and unease of travelers. They had to accept paying a price higher than the altitude of the planes during peak season to buy luxury. But what they received were hotel vouchers and silence from the airlines. But hold on. The scariest thing is not the airport closing because of conflict, but the worrying thing that happened right in the middle of it. The historic storm of March 25th, which turned highways into rivers just as it did in 2024, wasn't just bad weather. It was the second crack appearing while the first was still widening. It laid bare a fundamental truth. Dubai's greatest strength, its absolute connectivity, is also its most profound vulnerability. The airport crisis was the symptom, not the disease. It forced the world to look closer, to see the 3 great fault lines running beneath the surface of the world's most ambitious city. Leaving Dubai International, look over at the Burj Al Arab, the sail-shaped tower that has become an enduring symbol of Dubai's wealth, or Palm Jumeirah Island, an artificial wonder that you can see from space. Normally, they serve as the backdrop for million-dollar check-in photos. But after the crisis of March 2026, what did they become? A backdrop for events no one wanted. But remember, when a hub can no longer ensure smoothness, the world will reroute. Tens of thousands of passengers stranded is a telling number. Dubai didn't lose runways. They lost relevance in the itineraries of busy people. If you can't guarantee that I will land on time because the airspace is closed, why should I choose you? This shattered the myth of the safe haven, the idea that Dubai was an untouchable sanctuary. It revealed that you don't need to attack Dubai directly to cripple it. Disrupting the networks it depends on is enough. And the final pillar is spectacle. The grandeur of artificial constructions. Dubai has everything money can buy. 7-star hotels, artificial islands, the tallest tower in the world. But this glamour has a critical weakness. It lacks depth. Even the CEO of Dubai Tourism has to admit that people feel this city lacks a soul. When safety is lost, the glamorous exterior suddenly looks more like a deserted film set than a cultural destination. You can build a tower in a few years, but you can't manufacture authenticity. The truth is, Dubai is not losing what it has built, but it is losing its reason to exist in the eyes of tourists. Speaking of Dubai, we talk a lot about the airport, about confrontations, about faith. But there is one thing, not loud, no headlines. Weather. This city has 6 months of paradise weather and 6 months of hell on earth. When the temperature reaches 50 degrees Celsius in the summer, Dubai is no longer a tourist destination. It becomes a giant microwave that you have to pay to step into. It's not just an inconvenience. It's the natural limit of the Dubai model. A paradise that you are forced to leave for half a year to survive. Is it really a paradise? Let's look at the numbers. During peak season, a luxury hotel room might cost over $600. But when the summer cliff arrives, this number can plummet uncontrollably. Why? Because no one wants to spend money to travel from the hotel air conditioning to the shopping mall air conditioning without daring to step onto the sidewalk for more than 2 minutes. The irony here is Dubai can build skyscrapers, but they can't build a glass cage for the entire sky. The historic flood in April 2024 and the repeat performance in March 2026 was a direct blow to technological confidence. When the million-dollar infrastructure was paralyzed by rains that were not in the marketing script, we began to see the fragility of a city built on sand. You cannot build a global financial and tourism hub on such a harsh weather schedule. It's like buying a supercar that can only be driven on sunny days, but the engine stalls on rainy days. Dubai is trying to defy nature by creating indoor amusement parks, artificial snow in the desert. But let's be honest, luxury tourists come here to seek freedom, not to be trapped in glittering glass boxes while the air outside is burning. There is an immutable rule in the world of luxury. Value lies in scarcity. But Dubai seems to want to redefine this rule by building everything on an industrial scale. By 2026, the city has a staggering number of hotel rooms and residential units, with dozens of ultra-luxury projects still launching. The problem for Dubai is not a lack of guests, but too much luxury for too little actual demand. When you have hundreds of 5-star and 7-star hotels springing up side by side, exclusivity is no longer a privilege. It becomes a mass commodity. Dubai is falling into the trap of its own making. They are building faster than the world can produce new millionaires to fill them. Look at what is happening when supply exceeds demand. To maintain occupancy rates, iconic hotels have begun to commit the ultimate taboo among the elite: discounting. When a penthouse that was once a symbol of pride starts appearing on budget booking websites with significant discounts, that's when the magic disappears. The luxury that you can buy with a discount code is no longer luxury. When what was once considered premium starts to be discounted for sale, it inadvertently sweeps away the loyalty of the 1% customer group, those who come to Dubai solely for its exclusivity and privacy. It should also be emphasized that Dubai is not lacking in money, but they are losing their scarcity, the only thing that creates surplus value for a tourism brand. They have turned themselves into a gigantic luxury goods supermarket, where everything is dazzling but lacks rarity. Let's be honest with each other. Do you see Dubai as a perfect 3D drawing coming to life? Everything is glossy. Every angle is calculated to look perfect on Instagram. But there's one issue that million-dollar marketing campaigns always avoid: the lack of soul. You can spend billions of dollars to build the tallest tower, an artificial island shaped like a palm tree. You can't use money to buy the structure of humanity. People don't return to a place just because the hotel is gilded or the shopping mall has cool air conditioning. They return for genuine emotions, for organic connections that can only be found in places with a rich history and culture. Dubai is very good at creating awe, but very poor at creating connections. Data shows a quiet yet decisive shift. High-end travelers, the group of customers with the most choices, are gradually leaving the glass boxes in Dubai to seek out Greece, Japan, or Southeast Asia. Why? Because there, authenticity is not a rebrand project carried out by a consulting firm. It is the lived reality. It's worth mentioning that Dubai is trying to manufacture authenticity by paying influencers to post praises about the city. But remember, mass-produced authenticity is like plastic flowers. It may look beautiful, but it never has a scent. When you have to hire someone else to say you have a soul, that's when you know you've truly lost it. Let's compare a bit. An afternoon in a small alley in Tokyo or a sidewalk cafe in Paris can leave an unforgettable memory. And in Dubai, your memories are often of identical hotel lobbies and stark highways. You can build a city perfect to the millimeter, but you can never build memories. Memories need friction. They need human imperfections, things that Dubai's rigid urban planning has inadvertently swept away. After the events of March 2026, tourists began to reconsider Dubai, not because they feared instability, but because they realized that when the illusion of safety dissipates, all that remains is a vast construction site devoid of human breath. After the earthquake of 2026, Dubai did not sit still. They are deploying every tool at their disposal, pouring billions into infrastructure and tourism marketing, relaxing visa policies, and trying to build a cultural scene from the ground up. It sounds very professional and systematic. But let's pause for a moment. Dubai is trying to repair a ship with a hole in its hull by repainting the exterior in a magnificent manner. The issues of pricing or administrative procedures are just the tip of the iceberg. The root cause that is decaying here is the collapse of a concept: inviolability. Once tourists have experienced the feeling of being stuck in a city threatened by both regional conflict and climate chaos, no free visa program can erase that memory overnight. We live in an era where everything can be rebranded, repositioned. But there is a harsh truth. Marketing can sell you a dream, but it cannot solve a trust issue. Dubai doesn't lack money. They just lack a convincing reason for the world to believe that this is still the only safe oasis. Perhaps the question now is not whether Dubai can recover. Dubai is very wealthy. They will find a way to rise again one way or another. The real question each of us needs to answer is, do we want to spend our precious vacation in a place where all the glamour is just a thin veneer covering uncontrollable geopolitical and climate risks? A city in the desert can rebuild its flooded roads. But how long will it take to rebuild a dream awakened by reality? Leave your opinion in the comments below. Will you choose to return to Dubai? Or will you seek a new soul in other lands? If you like this kind of analysis, not just news, but delving into what is really happening behind the scenes, please subscribe to the channel to follow our upcoming content. Thanks for watching.